Welcome everybody to episode 21 of the Lure Fishing Podcast. Wow. We're back. Got Tom again.
Hello again.
Thank you for coming over. You've come miles.
I know. It's hard work. It's hard work.
About 1,000 yards?
1,000 yards, yeah. It's getting colder though.
Is it sniper distance?
It's at the limit of send your dog distance.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah. Actually, no. Send your dog distance is much shorter, but I was never a sniper.
we could lie.
Yeah.
So you're the Fenland sniper.
Yeah. Yeah. That's maybe illegal.
Depends if you live in Chatteris or not, mate.
That's it.
Probably very legal if you live there. Right. Okay. We got loads to get through.
Yes.
We're going to keep
the
pace going.
Try to keep
the pace going. Last week was good. I do like the collet one. That was a bit of a coup, and we'll get some results. What we'll do is episode 23. We'll wrap up the Coyote because we'll have all the results in by then. Yeah.
Hopefully we got some answers on that.
Yeah, because we were bumbling fools, weren't we? But we're going to crack on with other things. Now, I noticed that on your FFS page, you had done something quite dramatic.
Yes.
It's like these bold colours were hitting me.
It's been 3 weeks now since I changed the colours around. So going to single colours, I've given the website a bit of love. So everything's now changed. And the nice thing is that consistently now I'm making 750 to 1,000 lures a week, and that's with the new colours as well.
Wow.
So it was that worry that it was business suicide of changing it so much, but actually the response has been fantastic. So thank you so much. That's awesome. And you guys, thank you so much too.
That is amazing. So you must be quite relieved. Massive,
big relief. It was like a real, why are you doing this? Oh, I need to do it for my sanity.
So have you found your productivity's gone through the roof as well?
Yeah, each time. So actually I've been doing live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday while I've been making lures. So I've got people now coming in, you're making my lures, you're doing this. So the live streams actually slow me down a little bit. But because everything's now easier and I'm making lots more plastic at a time, it's just like, right, I'm on this colour. Still got 17 colours to make, but it's now in batches. So I can now have, I need to make that, but I just need to top up that stock rather than I need to do.
Well, it makes sense to do it, doesn't it?
Yeah, massively.
And the other thing as well, I mean, I am really bad at websites and SEOs and all that stuff, but I do know that apparently you've got to change your website every 3 months to keep the engagement in it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's because I'm doing it all myself, it's one of those things that if it's okay, it's okay. So I've been told to change it once a year. But even one of the products that I don't have any love for because it's a bastard to make. But because I've given it a bit more love on the website, so I've got all the colours, I've got all the pictures, it's all uniform now. Sales of that have gone up. And people are like, well, I didn't even know you made those because I wasn't promoting it because I didn't like making them. So it's a big difference, huge difference.
And it's the reach as well. The reach is so difficult, isn't it, for all these things? But you've done really well.
Thank you.
Perfect. That is really cool. To keep the pace going, we're gonna stop talking, and we are going to go into Mr. Bradley Hunt's section.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What's he got this time?
Well, he's got it's a secret. I'm not telling you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we are going to let Bradley loose now.
We've got the Headbanger Colossus Curly. This enormous bait is a suspending. I don't know what you call it. Would you call it a hybrid lure? Something like that. It's got the hard plastic body middle and articulating head. It's got the soft plastic curly tail, and you've got rattles in both the head section and the body. It's like really loud rattles. It only comes in a suspending as far as I'm aware. Suspending, so runs around, I don't know, 2 to 3 meters, something like that. It does say on the box, but I haven't got that with me. But these get absolutely smashed up, whether you're trolling them or casting them. It's about 170 grams. And it's like, it's got this one in a lovely pike pattern. It's got teeth marks and stuff all over it already from the pike. And cracking bit of kit. It's got what they call an unscripted action, because this head with the scoop here and with it being articulated, it just darts off in all sorts of directions. It's really quite cool. There's not much else like it, and well, with the exception of the other Headbanger lures. So yeah, Headbanger Colossus Curly. Go check it out.
All right, thanks, Bradley. Thanks for that. That was awesome. Nice one. Right, so next is I get asked loads of questions. Loads and loads of questions. So I've brought two, and I'm going to fire them at you, and you need to just give me some answers within 30 seconds.
Are we going to time this?
I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should.
Right. I have no idea what these questions are. There you go, this timer.
Oh, I'm an Android boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's just to press start. And the first question is, do you flavour your lures, and would you ever flavour your lures if you don't?
no and no.
How awesome was that? No, me either. Me either. I went through a phase of having flavours for lures, and there was,
Didn't need the timer, did
no,
you?
there was no... It's one of those things that it doesn't hurt, but I don't think it ever makes a difference.
Can I elaborate?
Go for it.
Right, okay, so I have never done it, but I lie. I fished a lot with Eric Edwards, and he believes in bite juice.
Right.
So he goes, "Yeah, Andy lad, you need bite juice." That's a really crap Northern accent, but okay, thump. I like what I say, and I say what I like. Anyway.
You got 7 seconds.
Oh, shit. This is going to be longer than that. So he uses his bite juice, and he swears blind by it. I've tried it, and I can't see how it works. But cancel.
Cancel. I press cancel.
It's 1%.
Yeah.
If you can find something that either gives you loads of confidence or it does make that difference, it's worth it.
That actually goes back to what Steve...
Berkeley Gulp. Right, I'm going to mention this. So I was out with Robbie Northman.
Yep.
When the elite... Did you hear that?
I did.
My God. I think my head's cracked. On the Elite Pro, did the filming for the kayak comp at Brundle. And he was talking about Berkeley Gulp. Mm-hmm. He was really enthused about it, saying that apparently most of these other oils can't attract fish because they don't break down the water.
The oil, yeah. They're gel-based, they're oil-based, yeah.
Whereas this Berkeley Gulp is...
It's more amino acids. I mean, this is what I have done in the past, is I've done the gels and I've caught fish. Do I think it's because of it? No. But I've caught fish on the day. But then I went down the route of boilie concentrate. Now, boilie concentrates have the amino acids, they have the fish attractors, and they dissolve in water. So they have the potential to work. Do they work on lures? I don't know.
I've got a really funky explanation for this.
This is not a 30-second answer, is it?
No. Does whatever you put on the lure hide the scent of a human?
I don't know. See, this is coming back to my dog training days.
Can I just expand?
Yeah.
Right, because my theory is this, right? Some days, if I'm at the gym training legs, I stink. I'm sweating my tits off. If I'm training upper body, not as a steam, I think we must smell more depending on what we're doing.
Yeah.
And our hands are our tools for doing things. So I've always thought this. Does a gel or a oily based thing cover the fact that it covers the human smell? And it's the human smell that actually puts fish off.
Don't know. From the dog days, we were so precise in the end because it was life or death finding things, and we would ensure that nothing was ever touched by a human because we didn't want the dog to associate our scent with anything. So in the end, I developed a system where I would actually use something from the environment, drop liquid scent on it for the dog to find, not putting anything. My footsteps would lead the dog to find it. So it was either like a catapult, and so we start here and we catapult the thing out with the scent on it, and then the dog just finds it, so it's a clean environment. We were double gloving, we were doing everything else. If we then touch something and we thought, no, I'll just touch that, no, get rid of it, it's done. And it was that precise. So yes, I think that it does mask it, but on the other hand as well, it will still be the lure, our scent, plus the mask. Because once it's on there, unless it's sealed in.
Yeah. Also, it might just be the human smell or stench, depending on if they're very unclean people and anglers. But in your box.
Yeah, what's on the bank? What have you just touched?
Also, the box stink of plastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no answers.
I think we catch enough fish without the scent to think it doesn't really matter. There's scent manufacturers out there going.
That was at 10 minutes. Right.
Yeah, that's not.
Are we going to do that?
We can do. I'll do one more question because let's keep this.
Right,
let's keep it going.
Right, ready?
And
I like the timer on. Have you started it?
No, not yet. I'm trying to think how to phrase this question. That's what's going to take the longest time. Fishing line diameter for perch.
Oh, crap. That's not 30 seconds. So, it depends what line, doesn't it?
Braid and your fishing jigs or bottom baits.
What, creature baits?
Yeah.
0.06.
Cool. And pike, if you are casting your Wolf Creek lures, what diameter or breaking strain?
Oh, that's a difficult one because this is 80-pound breaking strain, but it's thinner weave. It was a prototype made by Strike Pro. I can't get it now. Bloody awesome. But sometimes with pike baits, you want a parachute effect with the braid.
Yep.
You want ridiculously thick braid to hold it up.
Okay.
Whereas with perch fishing, using like creature baits on Chevrolet Texas rig,
you want to hit the bottom.
You want it direct.
Yeah.
So you want a very thin braid. So I actually use the braid to actually parachute or direct, depending on.
There we go. Congratulations. I don't know what that was, but that's good. I know. I didn't know about that. That's good. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Hope that answered some questions.
Parachute effect's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes a massive difference. You want to keep it up, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want it to sink.
Yeah. Brilliant. Happy days.
Using a live scope, watching your baits, and how far you think they're down and how far they actually are, and what they're doing with the retrieve is an eye opener.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced most people get this so wrong because even now, I'm still going, that wasn't as I thought it was. I was convinced. I had someone at the boat with me a few weeks ago, and they were saying, you don't know. I said, I do. And I got every one within a foot or two.
Yeah.
But even now, I'll go, that one's not right. And it's when I put a different size bait on a different size jigger that I haven't used before, and I'm going, now I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say that when I was doing some fishing off the float tube, and I was drop shotting on the float tube, and I was using the live scope as well. And I had a 14-gram weight on it. I had a 14 centimetre bait. And the amount of time it took for even that weight to hit the bottom was a lot longer than I thought. And then every time I popped it and seeing it come back down again, it was like, I've got to add another 3 or 4 seconds onto what I'm doing just to be in that strike zone for the amount of time I think I'm there. So all these times I'm fishing really light lures for perch and I'm popping, just wait a little bit longer for it to hit that deck, because otherwise you're going to pop it and you're going to be off the deck and then you're going to wind and then you're going to pop it and all of a sudden you're at the surface.
Do you want me to blow your mind?
Go.
So I was trying to catch perch today, and if the bait hit the bottom, they just not bolted, they just backed off.
Really?
So I tried with a Ned rig. I don't know. It was really light. It must have been 5 grams. This is in a resi.
Yeah.
So it's heavy for resi.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get it to flutter down, and then if you watch your braid, as soon as the braid slackens, you know it's touched your bottom, but it's too late.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was trying to work out the fall. Obviously, as the rig got closer to me, the fall was longer.
Yeah.
So I had to try and compensate for everything. So it was like, oh my God, this is blowing my mind. And when I got it right, I got one.
Yeah.
It went bang under the boat. Like, bloody hell, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
But it was so difficult because obviously, and there wasn't much wind. There's a bit of wind, which completely concertinas all the problems as well. But you wanted a really light weight, so it just fluttered down. But as we put it up just as about to touch, and then what he wanted to do, I noticed if it was dropping on an arc, tight line, that was no good.
No, it's totally unnatural.
You had to point the rod back at it.
Without live scope, you'd never know, would you?
Well, you would never know. But also, this is something I now need to go back to and get better at. It is difficult.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got the weight to feel. So you're guessing.
Yeah.
You're visualising in your head and going, right, that bait's there, now it's in. And
Yeah.
and you're watching the line all the time for it just to go.
Yeah.
And but wow, talk about getting stuck in your head.
100%. That's why weightless soft plastics is difficult, because it's the amount of time it takes it to get to the bottom or in that zone you want it to, and then as soon as you move it, you're now coming up the water column, and then you got to wait again for it to get in that zone again. You're like, is that it? Is that 20 seconds? Is it 30 seconds?
If you've got in a river, you've got flow. If you're on a big water like a resi and it's windy, you've got current.
Yeah, and then you've also got the wind on the line. Yeah.
The boat's slewing.
It's simple. It's not easy.
Right.
Wow.
We have got a guest appearance from Mr. Capello.
He's back.
We haven't seen him for a little while. Yeah, he's back. He's back.
On his chair.
He has been using Voodoo Traces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's got a little clip here about the ready-tied rigs that you can buy from Voodoo Traces. So
nice.
we're going to pop this in.
Perfect.
Don't know which camera we're on. That one, I think. Now.
Okay, so I'm pike fishing today. I think I'd just jump on quickly and just show you something that I've been using for quite a while now. We have spoken about it on the podcast before, but just go into a little bit more detail and actually show you it in use. So this is an LMAB Kofi Perch, but underneath that is the stinger rigs from Voodoo Traces. We spoke about them before. Rob makes these to fit this size baits. This is 18 centimetres. I think it's like 18 up to 24 centimetres, something like that, maybe a bit more. Rob will be able to tell you exactly. But yeah, I've got that on this bait. I've got a 10 gram nose weight in there. It's the ELX stand-up weights. So we're going to chuck this around today and just see if we can bump into a jack or something better. See what we can do. So for anyone that knows Rob and has used any of his traces before, you'll know the durability of them is insane. I've got traces on some of my rods that have been on there for 2-3 seasons and they've just got nowhere near to being changed yet. So these would be a great investment for those of you that don't really want to bother building your own rigs, and to be honest, at the price they are and how long they last, why would you? All you need to do, the split rings there, so if you dull a hook or you turn it over, just switch it out. And there we go, proof is in the pudding. There's my trace that I was showing you earlier, attached to the bait. And it goes to show, big baits aren't only for big fish, they will catch you the little jacks as well.
Charlie, that was awesome. We're going to see Charlie in full flow next week.
Awesome.
Because we are fishing together. Now, this, as we're recording this one, it's me and Charlie, but there could be at least 4 other anglers.
Really?
So it's a bit open-ended, this one. So I'm not sure what's going on. And also, we're going to do it on location. So we'll do a bit on the bank and I'll do a bit in the van.
Nice.
We might have some special guests, but I'm not sure who's coming. So this is kind of like...
Bring tea, bring coffee, bring it all.
No, they can bomb. They can bomb. Yeah. No, but that'd be good. So potentially we've got loads of people, but potentially it's just me and Charlie. So we'll see what happens. But that was good. Okay, now if we think back to the Collett interview last week,
yes,
one of the things Steve was very keen on was promoting the street fishing, and the World Championships will have been by the time this goes out, I believe. I can't remember what date it is. I should know. Anyway, he's over there doing that as well. So he's really keen pushing the street fishing. And street fishing is quite trendy.
It's grassroots as well, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah. So
I mean, street fishing and grass doesn't really go hand in hand, but...
Cement.
Well, yeah, street fishing, cement. Yeah, but it goes hand in hand.
I'm going to go off tack slightly here, because we have actually, believe it or not, guys, we have actually got a script.
Little scripts, but...
I'm going off... I'm going to throw a curveball.
Okay.
The YPC's out. The YouTube Predator Cup that Hector Bosch organised, and I was a cameraman for.
You were.
And what a brilliant time I had. I won't give away anything, but yeah, it's cool. Very cool. But that was street fishing, basically.
Yeah.
Well, not totally, but I was filming Dan Bucknell, but DB fishing, Dan Bucknell, and Ginger Fisherman, Chris Birtle.
Yep.
And Chris's fishing was a lot of urban stuff in the town that he lives. It was really interesting, walking around the canal and the river. And
you see his videos where he is there. It's like, but it's street fishing, but it's crystal clear, isn't it? And
incredible.
It's like, it's amazing.
It is an incredible venue.
I don't even want to know where it is because I don't want it to be spoiled.
Yeah, but he is so good at fishing as well. But it's cool. So when I was filming him, I had my rucksack camera running around.
Yeah. trendy.
He was mic'd up, and we were just literally doing miles. It was brilliant. And with DB, we were up and down these bloody canals. It was so hot, but it was really good fun. But yeah, so YPC's out. So that'll be several episodes in by the time this one comes out. So if you haven't watched that, guys, go and give it a look. That'd be really good. But I think this is really, and for you as the lure maker, the business owner, I think this is the nuts and bolts of lure fishing, where you sell your
100%.
lures, and I think where we have to try and push it, because basically this is where the kids get involved.
Yeah, it's the commercial fishery of lure fishing. You know, if you wanted to go fishing and catch lots of fish as a kid, or you were coming into it, you need to be kept busy. And that's why the commercial fisheries are so good, because it was one a chuck, wasn't it? Use a maggot, float a maggot, keep the kids interested for an hour, and they're done. But kids are seeing street fishing as the way in. And perch are so obliging, aren't they? Especially small perch. But then you get the next one up, the 1 pounder, and it's an awesome fish, and it's the gateway for it. It's the kids going, and I see it when I'm fishing down here, because I've been doing some live streams down on the local, and now I go down, I see the same sort of kids down there. They don't have their parents there with them. It's a shame, because they're learning themselves. So I saw 2 of the lads that, I don't know, it's
today,
tough.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's today. I was just walking down to deliver something, and these 2 lads, they're walking up the alleyway, and they've got their fishing rods in hand, and one had a net and one had donuts, and it's like, oh, lads, how you doing? Oh, have you caught anything today? I'm like, no, I'm just walking to town. But saw them.
It's not cool they recognise you.
It's kind of cool, and you think, am I being followed? Am I being stalked? No, it's just kids that are keen,
yeah,
and so keen, so keen. So they had their Fox spiky shads on their rods, and just stopped to have a chat. They showed me a picture of the perch that they caught, and it was a lovely, like, £1.5 fish. And then I did my bit, and I walked past them, and they were still fishing. And it was good to see what they were doing, and they asked me questions. And one of them was retrieving really fast for this little tiny lure up in the water. I said, you want to slow it down? Oh yeah, but what if I get snagged? Well, if you get snagged, I'll show you how to ping it out. Oh, is that when you do this? I said, yeah, but try it this way, and you're more likely to get it out of a snag. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. And it's, hopefully that's the starfish. That's the starfish for the day.
Did we mention that one a few weeks ago? The starfish.
It was on the
collet one.
The collet one.
Yeah, stuff. That is such a cool thing. Yeah, but these kids we see on. Obviously, we live near the old course, the Nain. There's more and more lure fishing on there.
It's mostly lure fishing.
Yeah,
it's mostly lure fishing.
It's really, really good, and I think street fishing is the way forward. I think it's trendy as well, isn't it? Because you've got that like grungy urban.
Yeah, and you don't know. I think it's again what Steve said is it's changing. You don't know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're going to bump into. You don't know what sort of crazy person or good person, and it is one of those things that changes every time you go. Sometimes you feel safe, and sometimes you don't feel safe, and sometimes you catch a great fish, and other times you don't. But it's fishing really well out there right now, with all that rain we've had. It's fishing really well.
Yeah, I think I don't do much of it, but I know when we had lockdown, we did a bit of I'm going to get the wrong way around it. BFS.
Yeah,
well, I got it right. Wow.
Golf clap.
Yeah.
Golf clap.
And I did enjoy those sessions.
Yeah.
It was good fun. A bit frustrating casting with the reel, but we got there in the end. But it was nice. Just actually, we were literally side by side.
This is
fishing, chatting away.
Yeah, this is the thing that other aspects of fishing you don't have. You have that distance. Match fishing, it's 10 yards stated, isn't it? 10 yards between pegs, minimum. And then also, it was strange for me, but when I first started fishing with my mate Daniel, who's a Romanian chap, I'm fishing, and he's like, "What have you caught?" And he's getting closer and closer and closer, and all of a sudden we're this close fishing. And at first it was like, what are you doing? You should be over there. You should be 10 yards over there. You should not be near me. These are my fish. But in the end, it's like, well, you cast over there. Actually, mate, I was going to cast up, lift your rod. I'm going to cast under you, and I'm going to cast that way because I've got a good line on that. And in the end, he catches a fish. I net it. I catch fish. He photographs it. And it's just a great way of fishing. Yeah. I'm not saying that you walk up to a stranger who's fishing and stand next to him and start fishing, because it's going to cause some problems. But it's so sociable, because you're not trying to attract fish in. You're not thinking someone's stealing your fish. It's just like you go out as a pair, you go out as a trio, as a
Yeah. It is.
quadruplet.
It's a great tool. I mentioned, I'm sure it was on the other podcast, we spoke about as angling is a great tool for, it's not men, but
It's
men,
episode 19, yeah, that whole...
it's mainly men. It should be more females, but it's mainly men because men are crap at talking about things.
Yeah.
And it's a great tool just to relax.
Yeah.
Like going to the pub. Same
Exactly.
thing, isn't it? Yeah,
Exactly.
it's brilliant.
I would say it's cheaper than the pub, but...
So those lads, you see, those lads, it's also age isn't, no one's old, no one's young. We're just fishing.
Yeah.
And it's really quite nice, isn't it? So it's irrelevant of age or experience. You just get down there, have a chat about whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone just mucks in.
Yeah, everyone thinks he's using jellies.
Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? It's really, really good. And one of the things that we spoke, we're not going to mention this just to try and be a kudos, but we're going to try and have some packs of lures, aren't we? So when we see the lads fishing, just give them some lures and just say, look, try these. Cause
Exactly. It's just the way. It's just when I was a kid fishing, I had my dad.
Yeah.
I had my aunt and uncle. They taught me to fish. They took me fishing. So when I see kids that are they're teaching themselves, and they're doing great, but sometimes you just need that extra little help. And as long as there's no
it goes back to the coaching I did, doesn't it? It's all the layers. It's all I think the coaching is going to become bigger because I think you're right. I think because of the breakdown of the family, don't want to go into detail, but it is a fact. The breakdown of the family unit. I mean, I don't know what the percentages are now, but there's a massive percentage of families that it's not the natural father with the mother, is it? It's whatever, and their kids aren't getting taken places. That's changed massively, and I think kids are learning to fish off YouTube. Yeah, which is not a bad thing.
It's not.
But then they're going to need that more levelled experience as they get into the sport. Yeah. So I think it's so different to when I was a kid. Yeah. It's like, wow, this is because Dad learnt to fish when I learnt to fish.
That's what my dad did. Yeah.
And we joined Blacksmith's Arms Angling Club. It was a match group. It wasn't serious, but every Sunday you go down with the lads, the men, and they would teach you what to do. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. There's more guidance, I think. There was more hands-on guidance rather than... I mean, the amount of times you see a question on Facebook, what fish is this? It's like, well, we looked it up in a book. And you just think, with all this information out there, you should know what a bream is. You should know what the perch is. But I suppose we were like, oh, I've got a book. And I had like a fishing Bible, all tatters and everything else. But it's like, not quite Mr. Crabtree, I'm not that old. But it was there. It was like, well, this is a bream, this is a chub. Yeah. And it's all drawings. It wasn't photographs. And that's how you had identification. But nowadays, I suppose, if it's like, what fish is this? Oh, Google doesn't tell me straight away. And you don't know. And so you go into the Facebook, I keep doing that. The Facebook. Yeah. So, no, it's just nice. It's giving something back as well. Yeah. Always give something back.
The street fishing is, I think that's the one we need to focus on for the kids to get into the sport. It's fantastic. And obviously, yourself from a business venture, people are going to lose loads of lures because...
Keep putting the shopping trolleys in there.
Well, yeah. No, it's good. I really like that. Right, we are whizzing through loads of little things this week, and now we are going to go on to a new initiative.
Yes.
Do you want to broach this one? Because you know this guy better than I do.
Yeah, so Steve Evans, Lure Bandit on Instagram. Not the Instagram, but we can just say Instagram.
Well, it could be the
Instagram, on the Instagram. He is a website designer by trade. And he has now got a new website out called predatorfishingworld.com. And it's new to me because with the demise of the printed press, so the angling, which one went? Angler's Mail, Angling Time? One of them went, didn't it?
It's Angler's Mail.
Yeah. And
the Angling Times is still exists, yeah.
And we lost Course Angling Today.
Yeah, Course Fishing, or whatever.
Yeah, we lost that one. And then it was all on forums, wasn't it? So we had forums turn up, and they were like a melting pot of my God.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we, off air, and there was something called the Piker's Pit. Oh my God! I'll tell you a funny story. Right,
go on.
This is the Piker's Pit. It was feral.
Really?
It was. I'm sure it was before the days of admins and things. It was just like, yeah, feral. So local, because we were bait fishing predominantly then, and Dennis Moles, a good friend of mine, was fishing, is sort of friend of pike fishing legend, and there was another guy called Mark Barrett who very friendly with Dennis, and they wrote a book, and two friends of mine wanted to set up a region of the PAC, so we went round Peterborough, around all these pubs, trying to find a decent pub that we could hope, and we found one.
Yeah.
We got the room for free, blah blah blah. So we lined up some dates. So on the Piker's Pit, I put, right, we're going to start Peterborough PAC up, and we're lining up guest speakers. We're going to have John Watson, the Norwich one, I hasten to add. Mick Brown, and Eddie Turner. Now, you couldn't get three bigger names.
No.
Mark was desperate to be on it, and I replied to him, well, mate, we've gone for bigger names, and he took great exception to this, right? They are bigger names.
Yeah.
But he wanted to come on to plug the book. Anyway, there's a bit of a fallout on the Piker's Pit. Right. It was all kicking off. Basically, it got down to there was going to be a fight. And so we had the first meeting, and apparently Mark was going to turn up. And so people the next day, they didn't want to know how the talk went. They wanted to know who won the fight. I was there, but there was a no-show from Mark. Oh. Yeah, there we go. But that was all it was focused on. Yeah. There was going to be a brawl in this pub in Peterborough. Yeah, it was funny. It was like, really? And we spent all this time trying to get bloody talks going.
Yeah.
But
all about that.
It was. I've kept it quite clean. That wasn't there was a lot of phrases used that I won't mention on here, but it got quite tasty. But that was a. I just in the end I had to leave. I thought this is just shit. It was just foul, and people just having a go at anybody. If somebody put something on a thread, that was it. It was open season. They got, unless it was one of the faces, and they got arse licked. Yeah. If it was anyone else, they got absolutely annihilated. It was just. Anyway, I digress.
So there were forums, but they've all sort of disappeared now, haven't they?
I think it still exists.
Oh, really?
I still get emails from them.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Andy, come back. No way.
And so with the advent of social media, because I do everything on social media, but I've got friends that are not on social media, and it's a very strange concept now. I mean, I've only been on Facebook since 2007.
The Facebook,
yeah. But that's when it first started. And I remember in Afghanistan, there's computers there. It's like, well, you should go on that because you're going to keep in touch with friends and family. That's what it's all about. And then it develops into the monster it is now. But without the magazines, websites are popping up with articles on the websites. So it's almost like a step up from vlogging and blogging. And Steve's now got the Predator Fishing World website, which is going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Articles, reviews, and because it's not to do with one company, it's actually, what are you using? Well, I call this on that. And there's no problems with it whatsoever.
I'm not being rude. I'm going to show you something, make you laugh. But keep going. Yeah, you're right. It's an interesting concept because I wasn't too sure how it would work. But I think he's getting in touch with lots of people.
Yeah. There's lots of different. It's not just one of him going fishing because he's done very well. Oh,
you didn't know that, did you?
No.
So basically, I've just showed Tom. So I'm going to write a couple of articles. I'm going to write a few articles for this as well. So
well, I've got one going in this week as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did. So, what's yours on?
Drop Shot Xander, and you're going to get an honorary mention in that because it was you that went, have a go at that. And I went, oh wow, that's amazing.
Oh right, that's cool. Thank you.
So you'll get the honorary mention.
I can't stand drop shotting. It's one thing I need to get so much better at it. But
that was one of my questions, but when you said it's for 30 seconds, I was like, no, that's not going to work out. I've
really got to get my head around it. It's okay when I get an interest on it, but as soon as I don't, I go, this is shit. It's not.
Well, this is it. This is the two drop shot camps, isn't it? You've got the one that it's a very static approach, and then you've got the other that I just fish it like I do a jig, and that's it. So it's all retrieved.
That's the story. I won't go into it. That's how it came about.
That's how it came about, and it was like, wow, that's it. So
I'm writing an article about the podcast.
Are you really?
Yeah. So awesome. This sounds like we've set it up, but we haven't. No. So an article's going to be about
We've
the podcast.
had secrets, and we can tell each other.
I'm going to write one about coaching.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do articles for him. This is if I get my arse in gear.
Yeah.
About the kayak journey.
Yeah, cool.
So, guys, I'm getting a kayak and I'm recording the whole thing. Belts and braces from complete noob but doesn't know what he's doing.
It's going to be wet.
To hopefully doing some damage in these comps, but it's going to be a long journey. I mean, it's going to be. I want to make it fun and want to make it really real as well because I think this is going to be great fun. But yeah, need some change of clothes. I think this could be. And I've got to be careful. I don't want to get some expensive equipment. Does not want to go over the side. But yeah, that's interesting because we hadn't set this up. I didn't know.
No, but I started. So Steve's been a customer of mine, and he's been doing really well on the finesse sticks in the local area, and then you just find out from people, don't you? You just, what do you do? I do website design. I don't really know if that's how that works, but that's cool because I've just gone website, make it. But this guy is actually like, no, we do a theme with this and do this and do that. Wow, that's a hell of a thing. And then when you see this predatorfishingworld.com website, it's like that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's good. I take my hat off to Pete. I can't do that sort of thing. I get bored and I lose track, and my brain goes into like thinking about retrieves for Ned rigs and things. And
because I see websites as commerce. I don't see websites anymore as information gathering, but it's still out there.
Yeah,
or it's always been there. I've just never found it.
Is it carp feed?
Yes.
He mentioned because carp feed actually takes previous things that have already been published and centralises them. So I think he's doing a bit of that with this, centralising already published articles, but getting other fresh
resource,
resource, and getting fresh material as well. I think, don't quote me, but I think and it's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah. And it's good to get in at the beginning.
Have him on at some point.
We will.
Awesome.
We will.
Yeah, because we've just basically we're saying what we think and what we know from what we know, but actually getting it from the.
I think we are the classic male archetype. We just don't read things properly. We read the first line and go, "I know what that is."
That must be that.
And make it up.
Yeah.
It's like directions, isn't it? Do you know where you're going? I know where I'm going.
I know exactly where I am.
Don't need sat nav.
No.
Fucking lost.
I'm never lost. I always know where I am. I'm exactly there.
Lost.
I don't know where that is in geographical terms, but I'm here.
We have gone completely off the tangent.
100% off topic, and I apologise because that. Yeah. Hopefully, people are still here.
I think we should pull this to an end.
Because this is it.
Yeah, we've had lots of things on this week. Yeah.
Loads of things on. So hopefully.
Yeah. Episode 22 will be, hopefully, if the tech doesn't fail, on location. So, guys, if you watched through to the end, really appreciate it. Give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you
next time.
Episode 22.